Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? How are you all? I hope you're all doing fabulous. I hope you're all choosing to be the versions of self that have exactly what you want. As you can see, like the past several weeks, we've got one video a week that I am not going to edit. So all the trucks going by, the barks, any intrusion into the video will be left in the video today for your viewing pleasure, for your pleasure in hearing as well. If you are new here, how you doing? I'm Kimberly, and I am obsessed with manifestation, consciousness, and getting what I want. And I imagine you are too, and hence why you're watching this kind of content. So if you can handle my sass and understand that this is not my typical video format, I would love for you to subscribe and come back and see me, okay? To all of you, if you would like to work with me in any way, shape, or form, including my channel memberships, my 3 channel memberships, all of that information is in that drop box below. All in the drop box below. As far as the channel memberships go, my most favorite is the VIP called Advanced Manifestors channel membership. That is a channel membership that gives you access to everything, literally everything, all the past recordings to the past meetings and access to all of the channel memberships. Just saying, and the channel memberships are all held through Zoom. We all hang out together through Zoom. And again, if you join the Advanced Manifestors, that's 3 times a week you will be able to hang out with this girl. Just saying. The Advanced Manifestors are what it sounds like. We are advanced manifestors. We are the deep divers. We are the ones that are reading all the books, studying all the different perspectives and opinions on manifestation to deepen our knowledge. So therefore becoming what? Badass manifestors who aren't afraid of their 3D reality. Just saying. So let me jump in. Today, I am going to share 2 techniques, one of which I know is not talked about ever. So I think they are helpful, and they will help you loosen your grip on being a particular version of yourself. I know that conscious manifestation, it requires, in my opinion, and from my perspective and experience, it requires you to, as Neville Goddard would say, let the old man die, meaning your old state of consciousness, letting that old version of yourself croak so that you can move yourself into the version of yourself, or you could call it into the reality where you are experiencing your manifestation, getting what you want. That's kind of the requirement, right? On top of letting the 3D go, of course, meaning not shitting yourself every time something barks sideways in reality. Just saying. Okay. So what we want to do when we're manifesting, no matter what technique you're using, is that is you. Okay, so let's say you're a robotic affirmer. The idea of that technique is to get you into your imagination so that you are what? Imagining yourself, therefore identifying and moving your current self into a new self, the self that has what you want. That's the point of all techniques, to shift your state. Listen, shift your state, become new self, decide to be new self, quantum lumping, quantum jumping, reality shifting, reality transurfing. It's all kind of the same thing. All means the same thing. It's a version of you starts getting what he or she wants. That's all they mean. Okay. So we ain't got to stress ourselves out over all the definitions of all the phrases or the catchphrases of the community. Okay. So number 1, the first one I'm going to share with you is probably going to sound a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and that is okay. I also thought it sounded cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs until I started trying it. And because I have a rule on my channel, at least I try to be pretty darn strict with this, that if I haven't tried or practiced something myself, I'm not going to talk about it on my channel, because who the hell am I to tell you how to do something or to teach you something if I haven't done it myself, right? That's a bunch of tomfoolery in my perspective. Certainly, If I've never mastered manifesting a specific person, that would be the last thing I would be talking about on my channel, because I would feel like I didn't have that authority to do that. I didn't have that experience, that expertise, right? So that's kind of a little rule that I have about myself. So again, this technique is going to sound a little cuckoo, but once I began trying it and applying it, I firmly believe that it will help you to loosen the grip, or you identifying with your body, therefore loosening the grip on you identifying as this version of yourself that doesn't have what you're manifesting, or that doubts you're ever going to be able to manifest, or you're unsure if you can really trust that we are changing versions of ourselves or reality hopping. Okay. So again, it's going to sound a little crazy, but what you want to practice doing, just for, really not much more than maybe 30 to 40 seconds, 2 minutes tops, is pick any object within the room you're in right now. Pick any object. And of course, this can be done anywhere. Like if you're at work, you can do this at work. Pick an object at work. Okay. Pick an object and stare at it. Stare at it from, like I said, 30 seconds minimum, 2 minutes tops. You're going to stare at it. And obviously, I am preferring you choose an inanimate object. Okay. So like in my living room, I see a candle. Staring at that candle. Okay. Staring at it. Imagine being the candle. I know, please, I know, don't judge. Just hear me out. Don't close out of the video yet. Imagine being that candle. See if you can start feeling what your imagination is telling you, what it would feel like to be that candle. Once you've gotten that, don't worry. If you can't hold this for a long time, it's okay. Just bring your attention back. From there, imagine being that candle, viewing you. Yes, I know it sounds crazy. So it's you viewing the candle, then imagining being that candle, to the candle now viewing you. It's almost, if it would help, it's almost like humanizing the candle. All you're doing right now is exercising your consciousness, exercising your awareness, per se. You're exercising it. You, with practice of doing this, again, please understand, I know this sounds crazy, and probably to any of you that are brand new to manifesting, and I know you probably have your heart on, you're manifesting something specific, maybe a specific person or money or something like that. So I know your biggest concern is that manifestation. Trust me, this is valuable. This is very valuable, because as you are able to imagine being the candle viewing you, you are loosening that grip. You're loosening the grip of awareness being attached or stuck in this one physical body, or you could look at it as awareness, believing, perceiving, being this one version of yourself. So the more you do this, the more you exercise and practice this, the easier it's going to get for you to step into that new self, to imagine being your new self. In other words, imagine being, stepping in, identifying, embodying the you that is living, inhabiting, incarnating in the reality where you have exactly what you want. And again, two, listen, you don't have to be amazing visualizers to practice this. I would have told you, I'm not a great visualizer. I'm really not, even though we think in pictures. But visualizing was never my thing. So don't worry if it's not your strong suit either. And all my neurodivergent people out there, you can do this. You can do this. If you find you get distracted, like this girl's mind does, you can do it. Just return to it. I find what helped me, again, so ADHD group over here. I find what helped me do this was, have you ever stared at something without blinking? So it's kind of like your mind is staring at an object, but they're not really seeing that object anymore. They're just dead staring at it. But your mind, your consciousness, your awareness is moving. I tend to find myself doing that a lot. Okay. So if it would help, just try staring and keeping your eyes on the object you're choosing. And from there, move your awareness to actually being the object. I'm telling you, I've tried this and it has, I think it's amazing. Yes, it's helped me. And the more you're in the practice of detaching the awareness from the world you believe you're living, the reality you believe you're living, the body you think you're inhabiting, the easier shifting realities or stepping into new self is. So that's number one. Gotta itch my nose. Okay. The next tip or technique we can try practicing. Now, this one might be out in the community. I haven't heard anybody else say it per se, but I'm not taking full credit of creating this thing, okay? But it is, let's talk about what you're manifesting. So I'm going to use the most famous SP example here. If you're manifesting a specific person, and listen, if you are manifesting a person that you've already had a relationship with or some kind of already interaction with that person, don't use a memory or an experience that you've already had. That's going to be like pointless to this new technique, okay? Shouldn't have said new technique. You get what I'm saying? So for all of you who you know your specific person, but they don't know you, doesn't matter, because we're going to come up with our own visual, our own memory. Also, like that includes celebrity SP manifestors. All SP manifestors are included in this technique, okay? So you think about any desire you have and what you would love to experience with that desire. So you're manifesting a specific person, and I'm assuming that you would love to have a experience of kissing them, or we can make it a little less juicy. You know, we'll say driving in a vehicle with them on the way to a date. Maybe you see yourself on the date, whatever. The visual in and of itself really doesn't matter. But think of it as, first of all, like a child would, as in like fantasizing an experience with them. Here's the thing. I want you to see this experience, this moment, as it's your future self. Now, we all know linear time is not real. This is just to help us. The future self, okay? Think of it as your future self already experienced this. So in a sense, it's past tense. But I want you to view it as you already lived it. Now, granted, this sounds like visualizing, doesn't it? The difference is you are consciously deciding for yourself that this was something you've already experienced. Now, again, we know linear time really isn't a thing. It's just a construct we use on this planet, but it doesn't really exist, right? All time is now. Past, present, future is all now. We know that. And this isn't about forcing yourself to buy into this. This is a technique that you are taking that visual, that experience, that moment, and viewing it as it is a memory. It is something you've already lived. something you've already experienced. Now, let's just be real. The moment you are, first of all, even coming up with this visual, this memory, well, the truth is you were only able to think of it because it actually is a memory. It is something yourself has already experienced because all time is now. But for all of you logical people, this is going to help you exercise your awareness. And not only that, but anchor to that reality, anchor to that memory. So the more you believe or the more you practice this visual as your future self that already had it, you're going to notice the body sensations. Just like if you could think of maybe, I don't know, your first love, if it's not your SB. Think of a moment you were so excited to see them, and all of you using a kissing visual. Think of the first time you kissed them and the feeling that came over your body when it happened. Maybe nervousness, excitement, like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Surreal. Now go to the memory I just asked you to do. Can you see how those feelings came with it to the new memory, to the new experience? That's actually a third technique, just saying. That's a third little tip. Thinking of a past experience until your body feels the experience and immediately hopping to the new memory. There's a third one. You're welcome for the extra. I was only going to share two. Do you see what I'm saying? The more you look at that visual or think about the experience as if self already experienced it. Now, again, to all of us who are not logical, we already know it's because you've already experienced. To you logical peeps, that's okay. You'll notice the changes in your body. And the more you practice this one, it is going to take the stress, the anxiety, the doubt from what you're manifesting. See, when we view it, when we attempt to view this memory, think of this memory, we're conjuring up that memory, right? I hope you're all following. I'm assuming you are. When you are viewing a visual as if you already experienced it, it takes away all those feelings and emotions I just listed. So I get it. When we're manifesting something, manifesting a specific person, and maybe this is someone, again, maybe you've already had some experiences with them. It's easy to fall back into that fearing and doubting and maybe experiencing anxiety, that punch in the gut feeling. But you are making yourself view a brand new experience from the awareness of, I already lived this. This already happened. This is my future self looking back on a moment. And the reason why I ask you, and I suggest you use a brand new experience, not something you already had with this person, because in case any pain is connected to it. And if you were anything like I used to be, it used to be painful for me to even think of good, happy experiences with SP along my journey when I was like in my breakup times, the solo vacations. So this is brand new, okay? Brand new for the technique, but this will become something that your awareness, and we can call it, we can say your subconscious for all you subconscious peeps, is going to accept as something that's already happened, just like any other technique does. But what it won't bring with it is the anxiety and fear and doubt. Now, listen, if you do this one and that anxiety comes in, stop. Stop. And let's wipe off the chalkboard for a minute. Let's go back to center and try it again once those feelings have subsided. So again, view it as if you already experienced it as your future self, as if future self is looking back at that memory and enjoying it. And think about it. This, the reason why we do this, you've probably already done this technique your whole life. Think about a moment that you ever did something that you were totally embarrassed over. I can think of several for myself. The reddening of my cheeks, the heat that comes over from embarrassment. Have you ever experienced that? You think about a past moment where you were totally embarrassed and your body relives it, essentially. Your body experiences it again. It's no different. It's absolutely no different. It's a manifestation technique in a sense. And I say in a sense because obviously it all depends on who you're being, whether you have that experience again. You know what I'm saying? So try those. Try those. And again, I gave you that freebie. The freebie, the third tip was thinking about a past memory that didn't include SP, was a different SP or a different experience altogether where it felt warm and fuzzy and bringing it to the new memory. It's just a suggestion. Those feelings, the sensations in your body attached to it. And again, for all you newer to manifestation, it's really not about the feelings. Don't stress the feelings. Don't stress the feelings. The reason why I'm bringing up in this video is because it'll help you identify in the body that you did it. But not everybody's going to have the same feelings, and you might not feel anything at all. But it's more fun when you do. It's more fun, and you're going to see how your awareness doesn't need the physical body to actually have an experience for you to tap in to the feeling of experiencing it. You're going to see how powerful you are. And again, all of these little tips and tricks are to get you to realize that you absolutely can hop into any version of yourself at any given moment to manifest the reality you prefer, to manifest whatever it is you're desiring. So you got to let me know if you're going to try them. Let me know which ones you're going to try. And if you have the time, I would love for you to come back and let me know how it went for you, because I think this is going to be very helpful. And all right, I'm going to stop talking. This is a longer video than I expected. I love you all. Thank you very much for watching. And what do I normally say? Oh, on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. The awkward pause.